Well, everyone, all the stuff is out of the van except for that pig trough. That is still in the van, and that one, I guess, lamp table, that's also still in the van. But other than that, the van is empty, and we are going to another auction. It seems like every single week there's an auction. I didn't remember off the top of my head if it was July or August that usually are the really busy months, but so far July has been jam-packed. I'm getting the necessities to get me through today, and then we'll try to find some treasure today. Sun's very bright. Hopefully are the treasures. Let's get into it. Make it a fun day at the estate auction. Let's find some things, buy some things, hopefully some things that we really enjoy. Let's do it. It's a shame my one neighbor isn't here, or this place isn't closer. My one neighbor collects wheel horse tractors. These are wheel horse. These are a little bit newer. I don't know how old these hubcaps are. If he sells them separate, I'll buy the hubcaps for him. He helped me out a lot with my garden. I think the tractor even brought over was a wheel horse to, no, it was a Simplicity. I can't remember if he brought out any wheel horse stuff. But he collects the really old stuff, like the ones from like the 50s. And so, not saying it's really old, but in terms of this, I think this is more 70s or 80s. So I don't think he'd want them. Ball stuff up there. It's not good that it's warm already. And I just got here. Ooh, this might be a good one. Nakona is a good brand. I don't know about clubs that are this old. That one's a Sears model. More hats, more clothes, more hats. It's funny, I mentioned about hats. People might not really know much about them in terms of value. Something like this, there's probably not a lot of them on the internet. So the only person who's really going to want one would probably be someone who actually went there. If you have something, like these are very common. Yellow, I think that's a trucking brand. But if you have like, nope, I'll pick that up. If you have like a sports team, you need to have special, like for the vintage hats, you have to have special styles. It's not just, you can't sell a hat that just says Cowboys. You could, but it's going to be a $5 or $10 hat. It's not going to be a $50 hat or $100 hat. So that's kind of the trick. This thing ain't going to hold. Like that. I'm not trying to hide anything there. But that's kind of the trick with hats in general. You have to have the right style. Feeling a lot of stuff's going to go cheap. Another thing here is this stuff probably will go cheap because we're in the basement. It's probably gonna be one of the last things to sell. And all the labor here is gonna be hauling this stuff out. So you probably get a good price if you want to move it. It's not like a yard sale where it's pretty much at the curb already. That's heavy. Been a while since I updated that calendar. Let's see how parking's looking. Oh, all right. We are parked just out on the road. All right, that makes my life a little bit easier. So I got here, I was the first person to show up, and I was going to park up there, not there, but around. And I was going to hit this guy's tree right there. I said, you know, I don't want to hit the guy's tree. So I parked out here, and I was going to park over there, but that was a little too slopey. I know you can't probably see it, but the van's pretty crooked. Maybe you can see it. It's not that bad. It's kind of bad. It's on a hill. So just don't do a little bit of that. It might fall over. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Thank you for the water. Power tools again. Anybody 20 apiece, 20 apiece, 20 apiece, 10 apiece, 10 apiece, 10 apiece. On power tools, 10 apiece, yes. I got 5, how about 7 half? I got 5, how about 7 half? 7 half, how about 10 now? How about 10 over 10? How about 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, how about 15, 15, how about 7 half, 7 half, how about 7 half? I got 15, how about 17 half? I got 15, how about 7 half, how about 7 half, how about 7 half? So $15, number 41, number 41.
My pile is starting to grow. Got a barrel for $1. It's unfortunately it's the bicentennial one, so I wish I can just take off the logos on the backside. But I'll take the quilts in. I paid $5 for the pair, so they're $2.50 each. Really, really nice. I think this one's an older one. I think they're both old, but this one's probably more desirable than that one.
I got 50, I got 60, I got 50, I got 60, I got 50, I got 60, I got 50, I got 60.
We have 60 acres in New York.
Not a bad purchase. Oh, oh.
On the porch swing, on the porch swing. How about 15 get it going, 15 get it going, how about 15 get it going, how about 25? How about 25 looks comfortable, how about 25, how about 25, how about 10? How about 10 on the porch swing, 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go, how about 5? How about 5 and a 5 and a 5 and a 5, how about 3, $3 for it then? Okay, so what we're going to do, everything that's in this row. Everything that's in this row. Buy the piece of your choice, and it's probably going to be the concrete fountain, is my guess. But that is concrete back there. It's 2 pieces. Anybody 25 a piece? 25 a piece. Be quick for me. 25 and go. 25 and go. 25 and go. 25. I got 25. How about 30? I got 25. How about 30? How about 30? And bid 30. How about 30? And bid 30.
Going over historical Regalsville. One narrow bridge. It's very nice. Go out for a walk. Go Pennsylvania. Alright, and in a blink of an eye I've made it back home. As you guys see, no stone or no fresh stone here, but I have fresh stone all over here. I did get 3 triaxles of stone. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did get 3 triaxles of stone. Did a really, really good job, but don't get me fired up with paving. It's not really a sore subject, but it's just a really interesting subject that I don't know if anyone out there does paving or works for a paving company. I'm sure it has to be at least one of you. But around here, there seems to be no reputable, honest paving companies. And I'll probably leave it at that. But I did get this all done, stone included. Yeah, really, really good. The difference here that you'll see with this kind of stone, you see how flat it is? Compacted because they rolled it. It's not like just throwing stone around, which ends up kind of like this, where it's, you know, just kind of loose. When it's compacted, it's in there pretty good. So rolling it kind of looks like pavement. It looks really, really nice. So that's kind of the update. I actually almost completely missed my driveway because at the front of it, they made it about a foot tall, hopefully to run off all the water so I don't have water issues in my driveway. Really hoping that's going to solve it. It may or may not. Aside from that, I spent a total of $45 today, which I thought was kind of pricey. And I asked the person at the front desk, I was like, are you sure that's what I paid? But yeah, it is what I paid because I did buy a couple things. I bought this whole box for $5, but I took out the one bottle that I wanted. The auctioneer did take them out off the table. And I was like, I'm really, you know, there's some interesting bottles here. We'll do it by the piece. And of course, I'm the only one who bid. And I paid $5 for this one bottle right here, which huge trick with these bottles is it's all about the color. This one, you might be able to see, it doesn't show as well on camera as it is in person. It's not brown, it's yellow. Sort of like a, I don't know if you call it, well, I want to call it citron, but that is a name. It's also kind of yellow in the middle and fades out to more of an amber color. So with bottles, and one thing I've learned over the last 2 or 3 years of doing YouTube is I've kind of focused a lot more on certain topics. I've learned a ton about bottles. Some of these, really, really hard to find certain brands and certain colors. I know a lot of people know about the blues and the greens. If you can find like a yellowish bottle for some companies, it's worth a decent amount. So out of that whole box, this was the one that I thought was the most valuable. I've had one before for Seitz Brothers, and I think I got $85 for it. So there are a handful of other ones in here. There's some Phillipsburg ones. This one I think is pretty common. That's a Phillipsburg one from 362 South Main Street. Here's another Seitz bottle. This is more like a bluish color. This one's fairly common. And then the next one that kind of brings in value would be one of these squat styles. As you guys see, it's kind of squatty. It's short. It's not a ponto base, it's sort of a flat bottom base. But yeah, these are really good too. This one's not really worth a whole lot, only because there are so many of these in this area. But some companies, you can get a decent amount of money. I also paid, I think, $5 for the quilts. So the bottles took out about $10. The quilts took out $5. And then I paid $15 for the bag of hats. So that's a pretty decent chunk there. And probably about 10 or 15 for the rest. And then you add on buyer's premium. Got myself a nice bench over there. Really, really good shape. But a whole bag of hats. Another thing kind of like with bottles is, since I've been selling clothes since about 2013, I have a whole niche market on Etsy with selling just hats and just vintage clothes, that I can look at something like this and be like, well, I can list this November, October and get $15 guaranteed for it. I might as well buy a bag because there's probably a handful of hats in there that are $10 or $15 hats. $100 I can probably get out of that, plus maybe another 15, 20 at the flea market. So that was lots of fun. There was a ton of Dale Earnhardt stuff there. I didn't really get anything. There's the Super Bowl helmet down there, a little miniature. I didn't really get anything Dale Earnhardt related. The Dale Earnhardt stuff went for some astronomical amount. Don't ask me why. The cars, the individual car, the first car that sold for I think $95. The second one sold for about $45 to $65, and then the rest kind of sold for around $20 to $25, which I thought was kind of crazy because I punched them into eBay, and most of them listed for $14.95 plus shipping. Some sell, some don't. A lot of 5 will sell for $50. I I've had some in the past, but I don't know. I guess you just need a Dale Earnhardt collector there. There had to be a handful of those because that's what makes an auction. But it was fun. I think we have one more auction with this auction company in the rest of July, and then that's going to be kind of it for auctions, I think, around here for a while. Unfortunately, a lot of companies in the area had an auction today, so I had to choose one. This is the one that I chose. I wish it would spread out throughout the week. I like midweek auctions. Those are usually the best, and those are a lot of fun because everyone else is at work. And I wouldn't say you get good bargains, but it's a different crowd. It's more of a flea market and retirement kind of crowd. Not necessarily just your, oh, there's an auction going down the street, let's stop by crowd. So a lot less people at those. But anyway, it was fun. Thanks for tagging along. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you guys enjoy, hit the like button. Subscribe down below for more treasure hunts. Until next time, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace.